Marie Moreau versus Homelander. Who would win? There is a girl who can turn your own blood into a weapon, and there's a man who has never believed that anything in this universe could stop him. One is a teenager, still discovering what she's capable of. The other is the most powerful superhuman on the planet. Or at least, that's what the world has been told. But what happens when a power that exists inside every living body faces a man who has lived his entire life untouchable? What happens when Homelander meets someone whose ability doesn't just challenge his strength, but reaches inside him? Today, we're settling this. Marie Moreau versus Homelander. Powers, limits, battle, verdict. Welcome to What's on Hollywood, and this one is going to get bloody. Let's start with Marie Moreau. To understand why she's dangerous, you have to understand her power at its core. Introduced in Gen V, Marie is a blood manipulator, but that description barely captures what she really is. She doesn't just control blood, she weaponizes it. She can draw her own blood through her skin, shape it into razor-sharp projectiles, form solid constructs, and launch pressurized streams with extreme precision. And she doesn't need to touch you. She doesn't even need to be close. If T here is blood in your body, she already has access. But her power goes deeper than that. Marie doesn't just control blood physically. She understands it biologically. She can coagulate it, stop hemorrhaging, and regulate blood flow inside the body itself. She can target arteries, pressure points, and internal systems with surgical accuracy. At her most dangerous, she doesn't attack your body. She overrides it. Her most defining feat? She stopped a Soupy's heart. No punches, no weapons. Just control. That's not brute strength. That's precision at a lethal level. And the most important detail, she's still evolving. Marie isn't the strongest fighter in the room, but she might already be the most dangerous. Now, Homelander. From the boys, he isn't just powerful. He's overwhelming. If Marie is a scalpel, Homelander is a nuclear weapon wearing a human face. Engineered from birth, raised without limits, conditioned to believe he is superior to everyone, and so far, nothing has proven him wrong. His strength allows him to tear through steel and dominate other top-tier soups effortlessly. His durability borders on invincible, surviving explosions, gunfire, and extreme physical punishment. His flight gives him complete control of the battlefield. And then T here is his most devastating weapon. His laser vision. Not precise beams, but destructive sweeps capable of slicing through tanks and vaporizing targets instantly. He doesn't aim carefully, he overwhelms. But what truly makes Homelander dangerous is his mindset. He has never been forced to adapt. He has never learned fear. He fights with absolute certainty that he cannot lose, and that certainty makes him even more dangerous. Now let's set the stage. An abandoned industrial district. Tight spaces, broken structures, limited visibility. A battlefield that favors precision over brute force. Homelander lands first. The ground cracks beneath him. He says nothing. He doesn't need to. Marie doesn't flinch, and that's the first thing he notices. Most people do. She attacks first. A pressurized blood projectile hits him square in the chest. No damage. He barely reacts. To him, this is easy. He moves instantly, closing the distance in less than a second. The impact sends Marie crashing into concrete. She hits hard. She's bleeding. For most fighters, that's a weakness. For Marie, that's ammunition. She rises, pulls the blood around her, forms a rotating shield. Buys seconds. Homelander burns through it with his lasers. But she's not trying to overpower him. She's studying him. And that's when the fight changes. Because Marie realizes something critical. Homelander may look untouchable, but he's still biological. His body still runs on blood. His heart still beats. His system still functions. And that means he's not invincible. She reaches, not physically, through control. She finds his blood, faint, hidden beneath enhanced biology, but still there. She constricts an artery. Homelander stumbles, just slightly, but enough. For the first time, his body doesn't obey him. He looks at his arm, then at Marie. And for the first time, T hears something new on his face. Not anger, not dominance, confusion. His response is immediate, total escalation. He takes to the air, laser vision unleashed at full force. The structure begins to collapse. Marie barely escapes. But now she knows. It works. The turning point comes moments later. Homelander rises for another attack, and Marie makes her move. Not for his heart, not yet. For his eyes, not to blind him, but to disable his most dangerous weapon. She targets the capillaries feeding his ocular system, clots them precisely, instantly. The lasers fail. Mid-charge, gone. Homelander drops, disoriented, not physically, psychologically, because he doesn't understand why his power failed, and he has never had to deal with that. He grabs her by the throat, defaulting to brute force. But Marie is still fighting. She places both hands on his chest, finds his heart, and disrupts it, not stopping it completely, but throwing it into chaos. Homelander drops to one knee, not defeated, but shaken, because for the first time, his body is no longer under his control. Marie steps back, barely standing. If he recovers, she's dead. And he will recover. So here is the verdict. In a full-scale fight, open terrain, full range, Homelander wins. His strength, durability, flight, and recovery are simply too much. Marie, at her current level, cannot finish him before he overwhelms her. But in close quarters, in controlled environments, Marie becomes one of the most dangerous opponents he could ever face. She grounded him. She shut down his lasers. She turned his own body against him. No one has done that before. So who wins? Homelander survives, but not untouched, because Marie Moreau does something no one else has done. She makes him feel something new, fear. And in the world of the boys, that might be the most important victory of all. This is What's on Hollywood. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Can Marie evolve enough to actually defeat Homelander? Because honestly, that future might look very different.